We are back with another episode of Lubinski's Daily Dose. I'm Jim Lubinski, endurance sport coach, former professional triathlete, former professional ice hockey player, strength coach, all around good guy, you name it, that's what I am. But hey, yeah, another week of shows, another week of information, another week of motivation, another week of reminders, another week of it, all of it, guys. Hope you're enjoying the content, enjoying what you're seeing. If so, make sure you subscribe, tell your friends, and keep coming back for more. And don't worry, we're going to get some guests on here. We're going to get some interviews going, but I'm going to keep the shows concise, keep them short, some good knowledge without belaboring the points. So always keep that as one of our themes. Quick and to the point, some good information. But I had the crew do an FTP test this past Tuesday, and I heard a lot of whining, a lot of complaining. But I don't have them do the FTP test necessarily to find their FTP. Number one, I have it pop up on the schedule as a challenge to say, oh, you know what? This is going to be something hard. This is going to be a challenge that you're mentally and physically going to have to take on. Because here's the theme of this episode. You got to do hard things. You got to do things that are not in your wheelhouse. They're not in your comfort zone, and they challenge you mentally. They challenge you physically. Even myself, I look at a FTP test, even though I put it on the schedule, I look at the FTP test and I say, man, do I really want to do this? Do I really want to put this type of effort out at 5:45 in the morning? But I do it, right? And that has built my standard of, you know what? When a challenge arises, I'm going to rise to the occasion. I started these rides 5:45 in the morning, Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I wake up at 5 o'clock every freaking Tuesday, every Thursday for the last 7 years I've done it every Tuesday, every Thursday, and every Tuesday and every Thursday for 7 years. I wake up at 5 and I say, oh God, I don't want to do this. But I get my ass out of bed and I get on the bike and I lead the crew. It's a hard thing. We build our character, we build our personality. The reason I am where I am today is because I've risen to the occasion and challenged myself. When a situation pops up and it's a challenge, I rise to the occasion. Comfort is seductive, right? Comfort is easy. It's easy to dial into that comfort and say, you know what, I'm just fine right where I'm at. When I met my wife, my beautiful wife, now I have two beautiful kids, our 11-year wedding, I hope I'm right, 11-year wedding anniversary is coming up next month. I could have sat on my ass at home when I had the invite to go meet this new girl, a single girl at this bar. I had an invite. It said, hey, go meet her. I could have sat at home and said, you know what? It's a lot easier to sit here and do this and watch whatever the hell I was watching on TV and instead of going out on a Wednesday night. But I said, you know what? Let me take a chance. Let me go see what this is all about. I walk in the bar. I lay eyes on my wife. Boom. The rest is history. 2 kids later, 11 years. Here we are. Good stuff happens when you challenge yourself, when you rise to the occasion. It doesn't mean that we take on insane tasks where you say, okay, jump off that skyscraper, right? But it's entering into the things that are challenging to what your psyche tells you shouldn't be doing, because that's not in your comfort zone. And we've talked about this on shows in the past, but you got to be willing to look at that FTP test and say, you know what, it's hard, but I'm going to hunker down and I'm going to challenge myself, because you're going to come out of it physically stronger. No matter what, you get on, you pedal easy for an hour during the FTP test, you're going to come out of it physically stronger than where you started, but mentally you're going to come out more educated, and mentally you're going to be able to go out and approach those hard tasks. Think about it at work. Right? Do you want to sit in your cubicle and just do your TPS reports all day? Or can you challenge yourself and say, okay, I'm going to do my TPS reports, but I'm also going to schedule this lunch and learn where I'm going to tell everybody about this aspect or that aspect of my business. You don't have to do that. It's hard to schedule something like that. It's not in your wheelhouse. It's not in your comfort zone, but you can do it, right? Do hard shit. Challenge hard things. When hard things arise, when challenges arise, rise to the occasion, take care of business, and get it done. But that's not the goal. The goal is not just saying I like to do hard things. The goal is growing within those challenges. The goal is not making it unnecessarily miserable in life, right? We don't want you to just be miserable all the time because you're always just doing hard stuff that you don't want to do. The goal is to create the challenges that develop your discipline, develops your courage, your resilience, your competence, your durability. We want all these things to be within that challenge that you're attacking, the challenge that you're taking on. When I went and played junior ice hockey in North Dakota, I didn't know I was going to make the team. I didn't know what I was going to do that year coming out of high school. I had no plans. My plan was to make the team. I got on the Northwest Airlines plane from Chicago to Bismarck, North Dakota. I got off the plane with my bag. I got on the ice and I did something that was extremely uncomfortable. I could have just went to University of Illinois, taken my studies, come out as an economics major, and been an accountant the rest of my life. Is that what an economics major does? I don't know. I could have done that, but I said, you know what? I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to do a hard thing. I'm going to believe in myself. And because of that, I came out of that experience of 2 years in Bismarck, North Dakota. I earned a scholarship to Fairfield University. Coming out of Fairfield, I had a job in finance going into New York City. But I said, my goal has always been to play professional ice hockey. So I gave up the job in finance. I packed up my car and I drove to Greenville, South Carolina, North Carolina, wherever Greenville is. Sorry if you're listening in Greenville, but I think it's Greenville, South Carolina. I drove there and I tried out for the Greenville Growl. And then I got moved to Fort Worth, where I played for the Fort Worth Brahmas. And then I got moved to Winston-Salem, North Carolina, where I played for the T-Birds there. I had this amazing experience, and I came out of there with all this education, all this knowledge, but all this belief, this courage, this resilience that I didn't have before I took that risk, took that chance. Now you have to take the chance within reason. Don't just do hard shit that doesn't mean anything. But if it's within reason and it's something that's raising the bar and building that growth, building that opportunity to learn something new about yourself and take yourself to new heights, don't be afraid to do hard shit, guys. Take on the task. That's what I have for you today. Do hard shit. Tomorrow starts today. Get that shit done. Thanks, guys. Bye.